it is just like a little distraction, you know. We were like, and do you know, we've been talking about having somebody on this program to talk about mental health for a while now with the producer. And we kept asking, who. And then it got to a time I was like, I think this is the right time, and then this is the right person we should call and talk about all these things concerning artists and then their well-being and all that. And then we said, okay, can you come? And then definitely you're here, so we really appreciate it. And our condolences goes to you and your family members. You know, you just lost your dad, and I know so many things have been going on, the thoughts and everything too. We really wish you well. We wish that everybody, you know, will have the grace of God, you know, to take everything that has happened. So you're welcome. All right, talking about mental health, I can remember the first time I saw you, it was back in 2019 when you came for Echo Talent show, and from the first performance till like the grand finale, I didn't really know you had a lot going on. I just saw somebody who was just graced, you know. You were doing everything so perfectly well, and I'm like, I really like this person. I love the way she sings, and bam, you became the winner. And I saw someone that was always there for you, and I was like, I think I said your dad or something, and then somebody said, no, he's actually your pastor. He has been there for you. Your dad has been in the hospital. Even through the talent show, your dad was in the hospital. I was like, how? How is it possible that, you know, with everything, but you still got it together? You even became the winner. And I can remember then recently, there was a program you were really into, you were part of and all, and then I think a day before the program, if I'm not mistaken, then you lost your dad. And I was like, okay, how is this program going to go? You still went for the program. In fact, you made people cry on the program. Like, it was just like the spirit came down. And I still asked myself, how does she do all these things? So I said, I think you're the very perfect person, you know, to have this on this show to talk about artists and then their mental health.
I must say it's been a journey with ups and downs, highs and lows. And talking about mental health, you know, I find myself being strong, not that I deliberately want to be strong. You know, there are points where I break down and all of those, but you know, I was born for this. So if you know what you were born to do, you do it regardless. If it's good, if it's bad, if it hurts, if you're all happy about the whole thing, regardless, you do it because you know what you were born for. So back to talking about mental health. Mental health has to do with psychological, emotional, social well-being, behavioral traits and all. It involves everything that makes you think the way you think, act the way you do, speak the way you speak, and relate with other people the way you do. So it's something that starts from your inside. So if you have a good mental health, you relate more with people, you see the good out of people, you see the good out of yourself, you discover yourself, you know the things you're able to take and the things you're not able to take. You're able to balance your whole life together. That's all about mental health. And you know, everybody experiences the highs and the lows. You can have a good mental health, you can have a very poor mental health, depending on how you want your life to turn out to be. And if you have a good mental health, it doesn't mean you don't have your down moments, okay? Everyone does. Everyone does. No matter how boxed up you have money, no matter how people hype you and all, you have your low moments. Everyone does. But how you're able to deal with your low moments determines if you have a good mental health or a poor mental health.
We've been schooled. All right. Okay, going back to artists and mental health. Now, what would you say are some of those things that causes artists to go into depression, some go into having like an anxiety problem and all those things? So what do you think causes all those things?
There are a lot of things that will cause that, okay, that will make you be on the very low side of life. One of the things is that when you don't discover yourself, like I said in the beginning, when you know that you have an assignment to do, you don't have a choice than to do it. So say I know what I'm supposed to do, and I know that I have a task ahead of me. I'll be prepared for it and I'll do it wholeheartedly. But if I don't prepare for the task I have, there's a way it ends up affecting my whole being. Like I don't give my best and all. Say when my daddy passed, I was told about the event long before when he passed. So he died on a Saturday and then the event was on a Sunday. So I had this peace in my heart and knew that I was meant to do this. I had issues with people, like people are coming to the house and all, but I said I was meant to do this. To praise God is for the living. So one of those things is when you don't prepare, you prepare for the good days and for the bad days. And when the bad days come, regardless, do what you were meant to do. Prepare for it. So I was prepared for it, for the program, long before my dad passed. So I just had to come and do what I was meant to do. So one of the issues is that if you don't prepare as a music minister, if you don't know what you were born to do, you will do less. And then another thing is, if you compete with other people, you don't want to be yourself, you want to copy other people, there's no how you can give your best. So at the end of the day, I'm trying to copy Magdalene. I can't be original and I can't pass the message God has given me across to other people. And it ends up, when you come for my event and I'm trying to copy someone else, it ends up like it's just like the normal.
And it's more stressful for you to say you want to copy someone else, because you have to learn the person, discover what the person, instead of you to discover things for yourself, you try to know the person, discover what is making the person, like why are you doing this thing, and then how do you do it, and all that. We'll come back to you and then continue from where you stopped. We'll have to go on a short break now. I'll be right back.
We'll give you all the praise. Wonderful, wonderful Father, that's who you are, who you were to me. You're my wonderful, wonderful Father, and that's who you are, who you were to me. You're my wonderful, wonderful Father, that's who you are, who you are to me. Listen up. So we all have different faces, different minds and different views. So when it comes to what we call him, it all depends on what he means to you. And some will call him Waymaker, 'cause he stunned all your darkness today. And some will call him Joy Giver, 'cause he stunned all your sorrows to joy. But you can call him Healer, 'cause there's no pain that my God can take away. And but I choose to call him Father, 'cause he loves me the way no one else could. No one else could. He always sees the best in me, irrespective of all that I've done. That is why I call him, say, wonderful, wonderful Father, That's who you are, who you are to me. You're my wonderful, wonderful Father. That's who you are, who you are to me. Everybody sing, say, wonderful, wonderful Father. That's who you are. Yeah. Hey, sing, wonderful God, oh, wonderful Father. That's who you are. Very simple song. Come on, sing together. Hey, sing, wonderful God, wonderful Father, and that's who you are. Hey, that's who you are to me. That's who you are to me. That's who you are. Who you are to me. Hi, and that's who you are to me. That's who you are to me. That's who you are. Yeah, that's who you are. That's who you are to me. That's who you are. Yeah. Even when I'm going wrong, He never throws me away. No, He won't. Oh, He would answer every time I call. He would take me back to Him. Yes, He will. Yeah. Even with all my flaws, He never closes His ears from my call. Yeah. He would answer every time I call. And when all is said and done, He would take me back to Him. It's my wonderful, wonderful Father. That's who you are. Who you are to
Truly, God is a wonderful Father. He is a wonderful Father with everything that has been going on. If not for His grace, where would we have been by now? So we really appreciate God for what He is doing in our life and in the life of our dear sister Panam Bande. Yes, we are back, and then sorry, we are live on Facebook. You can send in your comments. We can see already the comments are coming in, and you can also call us and tell us your own perspective about mental health. And then, yeah, if you're an artist, you can also send in your message and tell us your challenges probably, or what you think is mental health to you. All right, going back to what you were saying before we went on the break, we're talking about artist anxiety and depression and all, and then you mentioned how some people would just want to copy other people and you get frustrated at the end of the day, you get depressed. And also some people, I think, is the lack of understanding of the calling and of the ministry. Some people are just doing it because they want to be artists. Some people are doing it because they understand the calling. So it's just that it becomes like you don't understand what you're doing, so how will you even do it at the first place? So you see, artists or ministers would have to understand and then put a line to I am an artist or I am a minister, so that you get to where you're going to. If I'm an artist, anything that comes, I can want to copy anybody. Probably I know how to sing. It's not God that called me. Just because I have the voice, I just want to sing and then just glorify my own self, probably. But a minister should understand his calling. Know that, okay, if you're being called a minister, you are supposed to minister to somebody out there. And if you say you want to copy somebody, what are you teaching people out there? Because we are preachers, we are teachers. We need to make people see through us or through our lyrics and all that. So I think artists should just understand their calling, the ministry. They should understand the ministry and then also understand being an artist.
And then it's for you as an artist to, like we said, own your art, own your stuff, and put your stuff out there. There are a lot of people waiting for the originality that only you have. Don't try to be everybody else. You don't have to try to please other people. And then depression comes from that kind of a thing. You'll see, I have something peculiar, I want to let it out to the whole world, but someone will say, no, I think you should do this, I think you should do that. But deep within you, you know that this is what I want to do.
Listen to yourself.
Listen to yourself. Listen to yourself. In fact, when you fail, listening to yourself is better.
You're
You
learning
handle
from
more.
it.
Yeah, you learn from it than trying to, listen to someone else, to do what someone else wants you to do, not own your stuff. And when you fail, you'll be hit hard. But when you do your stuff and you fail, you learn from it, you move on. And another thing that causes, I think, depression and all is that as gospel ministers, we don't balance. We don't have balance. Having a good mental health is that you're able to balance your real life activities, your work, responsibility, your music career, maybe if you're married, your family, is that you're able to manage all of these things and yet be productive. Yes.
That will be hard.
It'll be hard. But like I said, you can't have it all. But when you're on the low side, you can't handle all these things, you become depressed. Trust me, you would want to have a good mental health. You would want to handle the issues that come day by day with responsibility, with work, with ministry, church, family, and all. If you plan your life, you're able to just do at least fairly good in the various aspects of life you have. So you're able to balance ministry and then take care of yourself.
Fairly good is good.
Do you understand? You don't have to be excellent in all. But when you over the middle, at least you're fairly good. You'll be able to balance life and the stress that comes with ministry.
Because there's definitely
Trust me, there's stress. Trust me, rehearsal alone. Let's say you want to do an event. The stress is so much. But just take a break. Take a deep breath. Relax. Try and relax before your event. You don't have to come and break down and not be able to hit your pitches and not be able to, carry yourself together, because music entails the drama, the whole drama. You need strength, like you need to be focused, you need to be psychologically fit, emotionally fit to be able to do this music ministry. So if you don't take care of yourself, if you don't find, there's no how you can get it right.
Definitely. And then in finding that balance, you have to also eat well.
My sister, make sure you eat well.
Some artists, actually, I was asking somebody about, artists and then their mental health and all. And in defining mental health, he talked about you also eating well and all. And he said most times artists are struggling with bills, struggling with, studio session, they can't pay. And sometimes they will even have to trek to an event.
Yeah.
And do you know one thing? Because I know you, Panam, I know your worth actually. But if I want to have an event, I would just say, it's not Panam that I know. If I just tell her, she will just come. This ministry, at least, this is a ministry, she's doing it for God. I don't need to pay her. It causes a lot of issues for artists because, yes, they want to be known. They want to sell out what they have. They want to sell out the gospel. But you now inviting them, you have to also help them. For the fact that they are gospel artists does not mean that they don't have real life stories. They don't have real life struggles. So you also need to help them. This takes me to asking you if there was any time you felt irrelevant or not enough, probably in your music, your relationship, your closeness with God, and even the family. Sometimes family can just make you feel inadequate. They can just make you feel like you're not doing enough. What have you been doing? And you just be feeling like I've been putting my best, but nobody is seeing it. And when you talk about relationship, also sometimes you see that, I don't know, the God-fearing ones actually is like the devil is just waiting for them and all, and then you just get entangled in some kind of relationship that will just make you feel like, what am I doing? And also the music, sometimes you just feel like your music, just the way you talked about the music, actually some people they compare themselves with other people, that causes them depression. And then some people don't follow the calling, and then that is why it causes them depression. But what have you ever felt that way in all of these things that I've mentioned? Have you ever felt so bad, facing that?
Like I said, everyone has highs and low moments. I have my high moments and I have my low moments. But I've been able to find a balance. Find a balance. When I'm low, on my lowest moments, I don't let it linger for long. Trust me. There are times when I don't feel like singing. In fact, I didn't feel like singing when my dad passed. There are times when I don't feel like seeing anyone. There are times where I'm just to myself, and it seems things are not just going well. Forget all the and all. I have my moments. Relationship lows, How you feel when you're with someone and then the person is like, you're always in the studio where there are plenty men. I don't know. Do you understand? It goes a lot. If you let it, trust me, to affect your productivity, and then your mental health is affected. That's why you need to choose your relationships wisely. It can make you or break you. Imagine I'm coming for an event and then the guy just tells me one annoying thing. Whether I like it or not, it affects me. It affects me. So, but your ability to just walk past negativity helps you a lot. So I have my low moments, and how God is able to help me, truly, I do not know. But I know that I know what I was called for. So if anything comes my way that is trying to make me drift, see, I forget it and I move. Yeah.
This reminds me when you say forget the I and all that. I was going through the internet one time, and then one very popular musician, minister, in the US. I read about her story, about how she's depressed. I don't know if she's still under depression right now. She was depressed, and she goes to minister. Like, she will minister, people will get their healings, people will just she will be on fire. Then she goes home, closes her door, and then cries. And then I'm like, wow. She had to, it became frequent, so she had to meet her pastor. She told her pastor that this was what she was going through, and the pastor started telling her to go for she should just go for counseling. He counseled her, but he just told her that she really needed medical help. So sometimes I'm just like, these are people that sing for God. People get healed
And
by
people
hearing
look up to them.
People come to them. People
call
look up
them
to
mentor.
them.
I want to be like you and all.
And then this is happening. You just wonder what really the thing is.
It's actually difficult out there, especially for public figures and for issues, especially for gospel ministers. But truly, balance your life. Find a balance. The world is becoming more toxic. Things are becoming more difficult. If you want to make it as a music minister and not get depressed, please balance your life. Try to balance the stress. Try to know what you need for the moment and what you do not need. Take care of yourself. Eat well, sleep well, dress well, and hang out. Please.
Trust me.
Hang out
That
with
eating
people
well,
that have
dressing
like
well.
minds with you. Please, because you're a gospel minister does not mean you will not eat well. In fact, when you go, they give you honorarium. You're trying to, Please.
You're stingy for yourself.
You're stingy for yourself.
All right, we have some comments on Facebook. We have Dauda Kabiru, who says, glory, hallelujah. Thank you, Dauda. And we have Josiah Awari with frustration and depression will settle in when you work as an island. You need mentors and other ministers to sharpen you and hold you up during your storms. Also remember that you are special and your content is meant for someone out there. Well done, Magdalene and Panam. Thank you, Josiah. We have Mizzy Adams, our brother, who says, well done, my people. Thank you, our people also. We really appreciate you and your comments. And Panam, what do you have to say before we go? Before Martha starts, with her own.
Okay, please take care of yourself as a music minister. Eat well, dress well, take yourself on outings, I beg. Eh?
I
Sleep
agree
well.
with you on that.
And then mingle with other people that will sharpen you. Can't be an island. Just like Josiah said. And God bless you.
Definitely, you have heard it. I don't even have anything to say again. She has said it all. Thank you, everybody, for staying tuned. We really appreciate you. Thank you for now for coming, and we say hello to everyone at home. All right, from us in the studio, we say bye-bye.